This is myself. So this is Swamy Naidu, and I'm teaching you technologies from past 13 years. I'm handling Angular, React, okay, JavaScript, and also Node.js, these technologies. Okay. Now this is the React.js demo class. Okay. So I will give you some detailed information about what is React.js and what are the features we have like that. So these concepts we'll discuss. Okay. Yes. First of all, before starting the React, we should know something about web architecture. Yes. Okay. So, if anybody asks you what is React.js, you can give some different answers like it is client-side script or it is library of JavaScript. Like that, these kind of answers you can give. Now here, React.js is a client-side script to implement websites. This is very basic point. So React.js is what? It is nothing but a client-side script we are using to implement websites. Okay. Yes. Now, first of all, what is client-side script? Okay. If you take any website development, generally we have two phases. First phase is design, and second phase is coding. Like that, any website development, there are two phases we have. First one is design, second one is coding. In design phase, okay, programmers are designing the screens, okay, nothing but front pages. For example, if you open any website like that, facebook.com, I have given. Now you can see. So this is one page. This page contains some controls like input controls, like username response, password response, login button, like that. So enter this is coming under designing. To design the web page, okay, we are using some technologies. What are these technologies? Okay. So first of all, design to create user interfaces. To create the user interfaces, what we are using here, HTML, CSS. Yes. Next one, Bootstrap. Yes. So these are the technologies in companies designers are using. So HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. Yes. Now, in coding point of view, okay, there are two types of scriptings using here. Okay, two types of codings we have. One is client-side coding. Okay, yeah, actually, first of all, coding means implement business logics. Yes. Implement business logics. So here, example if you take in this Facebook, if I click on login after enter the username and password, you need to check okay, that username and password is valid and invalid. So these type of implementations coming into this coding part. So this coding part we have two types. One is client side code. Second one is server side. Like that, we have these two types of codings here, client side and server side. Client side means what is that? Okay. The script which executes in browser. The script which executes in browser, we are calling it as client side script. For example, if you implement the logics by using JavaScript or React or Angular, all this comes under client side scripts. So this client side script executes where? In browser. Is this clear? Yes. Next one is server side script. The script which executes in web server, we can call as server side scripts. Yes. So if you implement the logics by using ASP, ASP, PHP, etc., etc. Yes. All this comes under server side scripts. Like that, in this scenario, we have two types of scripts. The first one is client side script and second one is server side script. Yes. So client side script executes where? In browser. Server side script executes where? In web server. So what is React.js? So React.js is nothing but a client side script. And we are using it for what? To implement websites. So that is the main point of that. This clear? Yes. So React.js is a client-side script, and we are using to implement the websites. Okay? Fine. Next. So we got the clarity, one small diagram I want to show you. For example, this is server and this is the browser. Assume that this is Facebook server or Gmail or any other server, and this is the browser. Yes. Now in this, I created one file. Yes. Or the server contains Facebook. If we take Facebook contains home page, okay, login, like the different pages, right? So assume that this is the home page. In this home page, Facebook developers implemented some logics by using client-side script as well as server-side scripts. Yes, they developed the logics using both client-side as well as server-side scripts. Yes. Now, the thing is, you send a request to the Facebook server and the response is coming into your browser. At the time of coming this response, so what the client-side code you implemented here, okay, so that code also downloads into the browser. Yes, that code also downloads into the browser and it executes where? In that browser. Is it clear? Yes. Got this point? Yeah. So means what the client-side script, the website contain, so that script downloads into the browser and in browser it executes. That's the point. In case if it is server-side script, so that executes within the server. That is the difference between these two. Okay, so once again, if you observe, to implement the logics in websites, we are using two types of scriptings. First one is what? Client-side script, and second one is server-side script. Yes, yeah. A client-side script executes where? In browser. And server-side script executes in web server. That is the difference. What is React.js? React.js is the client-side script. So what are the other client-side scripts we have? Angular, Next.js, Vanilla.js, Knockout.js, like that, all these, the other client-side technologies. And server-side scripts, if you observe here, JSP servlets, okay, PHP, ASP, all this comes under server-side scripting languages. So that is the point of this. Yes, yeah. I hope you got the clarity in this, right? Fine. Now even Node.js, all this comes under what? Server-side scripting languages. Okay. Now, what we can do with the client-side technologies? That next concept is that one. So just now I have given small introduction about what is client-side script and what is server-side script. So for example, I opened the Facebook. Now I am the client of Facebook. Client means the person who is accessing the application. That person we are calling as client. Another meaning is also there. The person who is paying money for the project development. So that person also we are calling as client. But in website accessing point of view, who is accessing the web page, that person we are calling as client. Now, if you observe, I am the client of Facebook, and here right click, and if I click on the view page source, here it displays some code. Yes, here it is displaying some code. So enter this code is nothing but client-side code of Facebook. Is this implemented by me? No, it is not implemented by me. This is implemented by Facebook developers. Yes, son. Yes, this code is implemented by Facebook developers. At the time of downloading the web page, this code also downloaded into browser, and it is executed in browser. That is the concept of this. Is this clear? Yes. So now you can ask me one question, sir, which type of functionalities we can implement by using client-side technologies? What we can do with that client-side technology? That question you may ask. Okay. So for that, what I'm doing here, so client-side code we can use. The first is to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML. But the first stage in doing this, to apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML elements. Okay. Yes. What is the meaning of this? I will show you an example for more clarity. So I'm creating one HTML file. It's in the desktop location. Okay, the desktop location. I'm creating HTML file. So now demo.html. Yes. Now you can see this is demo.html file. Now my concept is I want to display one image. So in the same location desktop, orange.jpg is there. Okay, like the mango.jpg, like that I have some images. So I want to display mango.jpg. img source is equal to mango.jpg. Yes, width is equal to something like 100 pixels. So don't try to understand program, just see the result. So I am explaining you what is dynamic functionality. Okay. So further, just see the result. So in this, I have taken one image control and I have given two properties. One is SRC property, another one is width property. Okay. Now, this is demo.html. If I double click on this, now we can see it displays the image like this. Yes, it displays what? The image control. Yeah. Now, is it static image or dynamic image? Yes, it is static image. Completed is static image, right? Yes. What is the meaning of static here? Yes, after loaded this image, there is no change in any property like source property or width property. We don't have any changes. So that's why I'm saying it as static. Now, my requirement is I want to change the source of this image when I click on the control. Or I want to increase the width of this image. You got it? Means properties I want to change at runtime. Runtime is when it is loaded. So then I want to change the properties. So is it possible to change the properties of control in browser? No. By default, it is not possible with HTML. For that, we are taking the support of JavaScript or React like that. These client scripts. So a small statement I'm writing here. So on click is equal to yes. So don't try to understand this code. Yes. Orange dot. Now you can see when I click on this, it is changed to orange. At design time, source I have given mango.jpg. And design time I have given mango.jpg and with 100 pixels. But in runtime, when I click on this image, okay, then source I changed it as orange.jpg. Okay, so that is through the support of JavaScript Exchange. Is it clear with the support of JavaScript? Like that, you want to change the properties of HTML control. Okay, then we are taking the support of these client side technologies. That's the first reason. So that is dynamic functionalities. And second point is to validate yes input controls. Yes. So input controls validation point of view also. We are taking the support 1 second. One second, please. To validate the input controls, you want to validate the input controls like text box is empty or not, password reader, password matching or not. These type of validations you want to do. Okay. Then also you're taking the support of this client side technologies. Okay. Next, to work with Ajax. Ajax is very important for us. Okay. So in Ajax, we are using the client side technologies like JavaScript or React. So Ajax generally we are using to send a request to the server. From browser to server, we want to get any updates. Then we are using Ajax. Actually, with submit concept also we can get the updates. But Ajax is not submitting the web page. Means, for example, you want to get the cricket score information. So cricket score will update for every 1 minute or half minute, right? For every 1 minute or half minute, it is updating. So every time you need to connect with the server. So in that point of view, if you work with the submit concept, so that submit concept will take much time to load again and again. So in that point of view, we are using Ajax. Like that, not only in cricket score point of view, in many concepts, we are taking the support of this Ajax. Is it clear? So we are spending around 3 to 4 days. I will discuss how to call the server API services using Ajax and how to connect with the local API services. In companies, Java programmers and .NET programmers, they will create the API services. As you are a developer, you need to access those API services. That is the main point. Okay. So like that, how this structure is working. Okay. So in companies, how we are accessing the API services by using Ajax, everything we'll discuss. So fourth point is to execute logics. So not only dynamic functionality of HTML, not only validations, not only in Ajax point of view, even so in this, if you want to execute any logics. So then also we are taking the support of this client side technologies. Like that, this is the main thing why we are using the client side scripting languages. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, where is that? Sorry, it is closed up. Yeah. So it is closed, I think. Okay. So those are the main reasons. So first, what I told you, okay, to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML elements. Next one, to validate input. Next one, to work with Ajax. Next one, yeah, to execute logics. Already told you client side logics execute in browser. Okay, one example I will show you. So for example here, this is one bank application and this is the loan page. Okay. Yeah. Now, some X client is sending a request for the page and it is downloaded into the X system. Here, we have some controls here. One is principal amount and next one is how many months loan tenure and calculate button. If user enter the principal amount, something like 10 lakhs, yes, and this tenure 60 months and click on the calculate button. When you click on the calculate button, we need to find out EMI based on the rate of interest and other parameters. You need to find out EMI. For that, we need to implement some logics. So those logics we can implement by using either client-side script or server-side script. Yes, and those logics we can implement using either client-side script or server-side script. So what is the benefit if the logic is in client side? So when user click on the button, it executes here only. That's why immediately user can see the result. In case if it is server side script, one request is going to the server, there it is processing the logic and response is coming back to the browser. Okay. And the response is coming back to the browser. For this entire request and response, it takes some time. Okay, it takes some time. That's why most of the logics we are implementing with client side technologies because user can see the result very, very fast. That is the reason. Is it clear? Yes. So, like that in website development, 60 to 70% coding is in client side scripting languages. So, one application I will show you. Yeah. For example, if you take Flipkart. Yes, in this Flipkart, if you observe here, okay, this banner is client side script and these menus are client side script. Okay. And if I move this page down, yeah, we have the images like this. Okay. Now, if I click on any image, see here, this is highlighting that image that is client side script. And when I click on any product here, so now you can see here it is changing images that is client side script. Okay. And this data we are printing here, not we, the Flipkart developers printing like this in the browser. So the data is coming from server side script. So this data is storing in database and coming through server side script. But finally, presentation, everything we are using with client side script. 1 second, charging is down. Yes. Now, so this data we are presenting like this. Okay. So enter this presentation we are implementing with the client side script. Like that, what is the visualization we have and what are the dynamic functionalities like this? Everything is client side scripting language. Is it clear? Yes. Like that, many concepts in the website we are implementing with the client side technologies. Okay. Yes. So that's why the importance of client side technology is okay, very high in this software development. Okay. So now why we should use React JS? Okay. What are the features we have in this React JS? Those points we need to discuss. Is it clear? Yes. Before that, the basic history we discuss. Yes. So now who implemented this React JS? React JS is implemented by Mr. Jordan Worth. The year 2013. So Jordan Work implemented this React JS the year 2013. What the reason behind this implementation? Actually, he is one of the employees in Facebook. He's one of the employees in Facebook, and he wanted to develop a script to implement some concepts in the Facebook chart. We have a charting option in the Facebook, right? There they wanted to add some more features. For that, they implemented this React JS in the year 2013. Okay. Yes. So later they released this React as open source client-side script. Then in many websites, outsiders also use this React, just like that in many Apple websites, Instagram, okay, that Flipkart, all these websites internally contain the React.js coding. Okay, and this React.js belongs to Facebook. It is the product of Facebook. Is it clear? So Jordan Walkie, along with other team members, implemented React.js in the year 2013. Okay, prototype is in 2011 only, but final they released in 2013. Yeah, like that. These are basic information of React.js. So React.js is a client-side script to develop the websites. So in websites, client-side functionality point of we are using React.js. Now you can ask me one question. Sir, where we are using the server-side scripting languages? Yes, where we are using the server-side scripting languages. As server-side scripting languages we are using to connect with the databases of the applications. Yes, to connect with the databases of the application. That's the first point. And second point is to create the sessions. Yes, yeah. In that point of we are taking the support of the server-side scripting languages. Yes. Now, server-side scripting languages, not we. So in company server-side programmers, they will use, okay, in which point of view to establish the database connections and to create the sessions tokens like that. We are the client-side developers. We are using in these scenarios like to apply the dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls, to validate the input controls. Okay, like that. In that point of view, this client-side scripting languages. Okay. Now the main question is we have Angular, Vue.js, Vanilla.js, Backbone, just like the different technologies we have. Why should we go with the React.js? So for that, we need to discuss features of React. What the features we have, that point we need to discuss. Okay. So in these features, we will cover the differences between Angular React and JavaScript React. So those things we'll cover now. Okay. So that features I will discuss in the next class. I hope you got the clarity till now what we discussed. So any questions you have in this concept? Any doubts? No doubts. So if you have any doubts, you can message me or you can directly ask. No problem. Okay, fine. Now I will discuss some points with you. This is React.js session. Okay, batch. We are first covering the JavaScript because the prerequisite is for this React is JavaScript. After that, we will discuss the React concepts. So JavaScript, complete JavaScript I'll discuss with you total 20 to 24 days and React.js around 45 sessions. Total course duration is 65 to 70 sessions we are spending here. Every day 1 hour session. Okay. Initial starting demo classes we are spending up to 45 to 50 minutes. After that, every day 1 hour session. So that is 7 to 8. Okay. And I will provide you the daily that class notes, programs, and recordings through Google Drive. You can access this drive access after the registration process is completed. Yes, yeah. Now, yeah, Ajax. Ajax. I told you, na. Ajax, we are discussing here. And HTML, CSS, I will give the basic information. Okay. Because our main concentration is okay. Our main concentration is on React and JavaScript. Okay. And HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. So the basic information I will provide you, because we are working with the registration pages, login pages like that. So in that point of view, we are in this HTML, CSS and all. Okay. And this is concepts batch. It is not project batch. So if you want to join the project batch, so after these concepts, you have to join. That is 3 months duration course. Okay. So that is real-time project. So if you want to attend that project, so compulsory should have idea on these concepts. Like here, what are the life cycle looks we are using? What is functional component? What is class component? What is use state? And what is Ajax? How to connect with the database through using Ajax? Like that, all these concepts you should know. Then only can attend the project. Otherwise, it is tough to you to attend the project. Okay. Yes. So, any more questions? Okay. Then in next class, I will discuss the features of React.js. So see in the next class, you can drop now. Thank you.